masculine or feminine back in the day?
Feminine.
So nowadays, what are women mainly? Masculine, right? So do they deserve chivalry at this point?
Of course.
Really?
I feel like when a man provides a safe space for a woman to be feminine, a woman is more feminine.
So by default, you're masculine. So that means you should not front be chivalrous if you're masculine.
No.
You should always come off as like feminine at first. I feel like not straight masculine energy when you first meet somebody. Because if I meet you as a guy and you're masculine as fuck, I'm not gonna treat you like you deserve feminine energy, like you deserve chivalry. I'm gonna treat you like the masculine guy that you want to be.
You answered it yourself.
Okay. Let me ask this question first, and then we'll go to the chats.
All right.
Speaking on the topic that we talked about, would you ladies agree that modern day men are soft and not leaders or masculine as they used to be? We can start here and then work our way.
As a majority, I would say yes.
As a majority?
As a majority, yes.
So you would agree?
Yes.
Okay.
You've been here longer than most people.
Thanks.
In a good way.
Yes.
Have you seen men change over a period of time from what it used to be to now?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Give us an example if you don't mind.
Okay, so just even our male role models that are out there right now, right? Like it used to be sports figures, and it used to be like
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
exactly,
Sylvester Stallone,
and now it's
Martin Luther King.
Now it's well, it used to be, yes, but now it's
New Age Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What else?
Weaker. Just in general, as a physical being, smaller men. Just as overall presence, they have more feminine characteristics. They move. They speak softer. There's just not that masculinity that there used to be in the.
Okay. So
I would even say the
90s
or 2000s.
So you've seen a general feminization of men.
Of men, yes.
In modern culture and in real life.
100%. And I've also seen the opposite true in masculinity in feminism.
Okay. So that feminization that's occurred in men, you've seen it on the opposite spectrum.
On the opposite side,
of
where
women being more masculinized.
100%, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, shit, look at Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, good example.
Just
What about you? Do you think that men are soft and no longer masculine and or leaders?
I think, like she
In
said,
general,
for the majority, yes, for sure.
Okay.
And I definitely agree with the whole, like, a lot of women are a lot more masculine now, but yet, yeah.
Okay. Would you say a contributing factor to women being more masculine is the feminization of men?
Yeah.
Okay. Weaker men create stronger women? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody has to step up.
Okay. What about you? What do you think?
I don't think men are less masculine. I think men are less gentlemen. And I think for me, it's a big part of being masculine. But a lot of people don't see that as being masculine. I feel like
kind of just contradicted yourself. So hold on.
I feel like I'm sorry. One more thing. I feel like
you said one hand you said that men are not less masculine, but they're less gentlemen. Then you went and followed that up by saying they're not chivalrous. But you're saying chivalry is a part of masculinity. So which one is it?
So to clarify, I think the masculine traits that you're talking about are like toxic masculine.
Oh, toxic
masculinity. But I feel like
describe it specifically so I understand.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like aggression. That's a toxic masculine trait. I feel like there's not enough of the gentleman masculine traits. Like I feel like men don't do those things anymore. But they definitely still do the toxic masculine traits, like try to get a lot of women and, you know, just being aggressive. And
so you thought he was talking about aggression?
Well, I'm asking, do you think men are less masculine now than before? So you're saying that they are less masculine than before, or I'm trying
to. Let's go with they are less masculine.
And it's because and you're saying it's because they're more aggressive and what was the other term?
They're just not gentlemen anymore.
No more chivalry.
I don't think we're talking about that part.
But you know what's crazy? Back in the day, were women more masculine or feminine back in the day?
Feminine.
So nowadays, what are women mainly? Masculine, right? So do they deserve chivalry at this point?
Of course.
Really?
I feel like when a man provides a safe space for a woman to be feminine, a woman is more feminine.
So by default, you're masculine. So that means you should not front be chivalrous if you're masculine.
No.
You should always come off as like feminine at first. I feel like not straight masculine energy when you first meet somebody. Because if I meet you as a guy and you're masculine as fuck, I'm not gonna treat you like you deserve feminine energy, like you deserve chivalry. I'm gonna treat you like the masculine guy that you want to be.
You answered it yourself earlier.
I feel like the definitions of masculine and feminine have changed.
Really?
I feel like certain things that were considered strictly masculine are also feminine right now.
Like
women being independent and strong and taking care of themselves and having a voice, doing sports, things
Do you
like
think
that.
being strong and independent is masculine?
You think that?
How do you know he thinks that?
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
I'm asking you. So you think it's more masculine?
I don't think
Being
so.
strong and independent?
I don't think so. Just as I don't think that being vulnerable is strictly feminine. I don't think that's a feminine quality. I feel like we decide for themselves what we think is feminine and masculine.
So you write your own meanings for words now.
Sure.
I don't even.
I just don't think
Bro,
it's like
you don't live
black.
reality.
I don't think it's black and white. Like masculinity and femininity
But
are
words
not
have
black
a
and
meaning,
white.
and they're in a dictionary for a reason, right? So obviously there's a meaning behind each word, but you're changing that definition yourself.
Not myself.
Ooh.
The way things have been going and things have been progressing, those definitions have changed.
So if I jump off a
They need
cliff,
to
are you gonna fall
update
off
the
a cliff?
vocabulary.
The point is that like just because the world's changing in that direction doesn't mean it's true.
All
If-
right.
It is true. They need to change the vocabulary.
No, but again, think for yourself. Does that make sense?
Does what make sense?
If the world's saying the sky's green, but you know it's blue,
Is it changing into blue green?
you lost, man. You lost.
I don't even know what she's saying.
Yeah. So I mean, just in general. So you're saying that men are less masculine now than before, and you're saying that as a byproduct they're less chivalrous. Yeah, they're less masculine, and you're saying they're less chivalrous, which I guess kind of go hand in hand. But is that what you're saying?
That's not exactly what I'm saying.
Then clarify for me, then, because you kind of gave.
I just feel like to summarize, I just feel like the definitions have changed of masculine and feminine. So I can't say that men are less masculine and women are more masculine.
But in the dictionary, what
can you
masculine...
define masculinity and femininity? Because I think
you
that
really
I
can.
don't
That's
really,
the point. Like it's fluid.
No, it's not. Like it's in the dictionary. What does it say in the
You
dictionary?
can
Like let's be
define it.
politically
What is
correct.
water? What is a woman?
So what is
like it's not an abstract word.
Yes.
It's,
But in the dictionary, it's a word.
But
So
it
like,
is.
what does it
If
say
he's
in the
less
dictionary?
I don't
masculine,
know. Do you
he's
want to
just
pull out a
gay.
dictionary? I don't have a dictionary.
well,
That's it. Like,
Well, then maybe you should get the dictionary read it because it's
All right,
not.
we'll come back to
get it
you,
for
and you
me?
can have something kind of put together and answer. What about you? Would you agree that men are soft and not as masculine as they used to be?
yes.
Okay. Yes. Why so?
I just think that with like, I'm trying to think of I don't want to say it was a war that created like whatever. I just think that world
was
events happened and that which created women to be more masculine and then which made men more feminine because women had to take on roles.
Would you say feminism was that wrong thing?
I think that it was more so women having to work because men had to go out in the war. And I do feel like feminine does play a part, but I feel like the feminist
Do you think
movement
women had to work or they wanted to?
they had to. And this, I need to.
Women-
It's I got to think of the. I'm not think. I have to say the word so I can bring up facts, and we're not just talking based off opinion. But there was a war. I don't want to say the. I want to say
World
World
War
War.
II?
I was gonna say World War II. So they didn't have to go to work. I'm
Okay.
asking.
Well, no, I think women want like
No, they had to because the man had to go to war.
women
So
wanted to
had-
work. We were fighting for our rights to work. We're
No,
not
that's
for them.
feminism was after that. So
Yeah,
I'm
in the
talking
60s.
about. So I'm talking about the war.
Yeah.
So you're saying that
During
men
the war,
becoming more feminine started back in World War II?
I'm saying that it started. Yeah, it started from there. I feel like when women had to go into the workplace and had to get jobs,
Mhm.
that's what kind of, and then that's what like sparked the feminism movement. I believe.
I'm a PhD.
Okay,
Not
so I'll
yet,
just
but
say that you think that they're less masculine because women stepped up and worked more.
I think they're less masculine. Or yeah,
I mean, I don't agree with that.
So you think that it's because you said,
I mean, I remember when I was like 17, I wanted to work. I got 2 jobs because I wanted to work. That doesn't mean like that makes men.
No, but I'm not talking about you choosing to want to work, because I'm a very feminine woman, but I always have had a job. I'm saying back in that time in the 60s, I feel like that's where it started.
So because
women had to go to work
because they had to help their man, that made their man less masculine.
No, that didn't make their man less masculine, but since women had to take on the roles, because at that time women weren't working, so it was men going to provide for the family, and that was just a thing, and that was just a family construct.
But men were at war while
and then men had to go to war.
Yeah,
and then the women started working.
Yeah, because someone had.
Exactly.
I feel like that does make you less masculine. And then
that's what sparked the feminist movement, and that's what made like.
I mean, World War II was the 40s.
It wasn't the 60s? Oh, my bad. It was the 40s.
What's stupid?
No, my bad. My bad.
Yo.
My
education doesn't make you smart.
No, but actually,
education doesn't make you smart.
I learned that way back. That's not that.
Who told you that?
No, not at the time, but that was something I did on my own, like reading, just because I wanted to learn it, not because the school system taught me.
Hold on, you read?
Wrong book.
Do I read? Yeah, I do read, actually.
Cat in the Hat.
I do actually like Cat in the Hat.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, all that.
All right, so I guess in general, I mean, so that we don't get
But yeah, but even then too, I said like, because I don't like to speak on things that are not necessarily facts. So I did say I didn't know what the war was called, and my timing is off. Yes, but I do believe that's
2 decades.
Sorry, but it was off, and I'll admit that. But I do believe that sparked one part of it, and then another part was sparked like with the feminist movement.
Okay, what about you? Do you think men are less masculine than they used to be?
In general, yes.
Okay,
I do. And
would you say this is both in the United States and in Israel, or just the United States problem?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know, because I haven't been living in Israel for 9 years, so it's hard for me to say.
When you were there, were the men less masculine?
No.
Okay, but you don't know what it would be like going back now, because I mean, obviously, a lot can change in almost a decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but all right. So in general, yes. Okay, what about you? Do you think men are less masculine nowadays?
Men are more pussies these days, and they used to be more masculine.
Before.
Okay.
Yeah. And then coming back to you, do you have your a tied up version of what you think as far as men being more masculine or less masculine today versus in the past?
Yes, men are less masculine.
In general, you would say?
In general.
Okay. So, and that applies to them being less chivalrous, being less masculine, being less
taking care of women less.
Okay. All right.
Having less integrity.
Okay. Would you say, since most of you think, well, all of you believe that men are less masculine nowadays, would you agree that women run most relationships in modern day? Yes or no? Since as a byproduct. Okay. What about you?
Which relationships?
Relationships with men, romantic relationships. Since men are weaker nowadays, would you agree that women run most relationships?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because men can be manipulative too and make us think like we run it, but they actually do.
Okay. So you think even though men are weaker, that women still run relationships?
Well, it can be both. It can be both.
Have you ever heard the phrase "happy wife, happy life"?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be fair to say that saying is famous because female happiness is prioritized over male happiness in a relationship?
No, I don't think it's. Well, listen, I have to say something.
Okay.
A lot of things. A lot of things in English sound not straight as they supposed to be. Okay. When I think in Hebrew, in my head, right? Mm-hmm. When you say those things, it does not come over men happiness or, the household. It's just that English is a little twisted and we take things as we want to take them and we can twist them around. So you're saying, okay, happy wife, happy life. Then it's over the happiness of the men in the relationship. I don't agree because...
Okay. So you think men run most relationships in modern day today?
I think it's equal. I think a healthy relationship is running with both men and women.
I understand that. That's what you think is healthy. But what I'm asking is, do you think in general, with the way things are, with men being more masculine, who do you think runs a majority of relationships between men and women? Is it the woman running the relationship, or is it the man running the relationship?
Generally,
I can't tell you. I really can't. No, seriously. You want an honest question, or you want me just to answer?
Okay, let's.
You want an honest answer, or you want me just to answer?
Let's go ahead and speak.
So give me a minute to think, and I'll get back to you with an honest answer.
Okay, so here's some things for you to think about as you formulate your answer. Think of maybe girls that you know that are in relationships that are your friends. Are their boyfriends running the relationship, or are they telling their man what to do? Maybe think of some family members in the United States, not in Israel. Is the man telling his girl what to do, or is it the other way around? Like think in general. Okay, when I look at television, when I look at pop culture, is the woman telling the man what to do, or is it the other way around? And I'm talking about specifically in modern day society. All right, I'll come back to you. Okay. What about you? Would you say that women are running relationships since men are less masculine than before? You think men still run it in general? Okay.
I would just tell her
11,
as well.
11.
Think about who runs Hollywood. Okay, let's move
on. What about you? Do you think since men are weaker nowadays that women run relationships, or men still run relationships?
I think men still run their relationships.
You think so? Okay.
Looks like you ran them.
All right. What about you?
I do think. Can you come back to me after her? I'm sorry. No,
it's tough, huh?
I feel like for me it is.
What about you?
I think women definitely run the day-to-day of modern relationships. I think the overall major decisions are still a majority masculine, but I think the day-to-day inner workings of a relationship I think are definitely predominantly female.
Okay. I guess I can simplify, ladies. Who do you think holds the leverage in most relationships nowadays? The man or the woman? The women?
Females.
Okay.
Yep,
what about 100%. You?
Leverage, the guy.
You think the guy?
100%.
I mean, if he's a leader. If he's a leader, then yes.
But are most men leaders?
No. Okay. So I get what you're saying. Okay. You see, I need to be broken down a little bit. I'm honest about that. So then women, yes.
All right. What about you? You still think men, right? Run it? Okay. What about you now?
Women.
You think women run it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like it's half and half. 3 of you think no. 4 of you think women run relationships, and then 2 of you think that men run the relationships in day and age. Okay. So now that we know that most men are not masculine, and we know that women are running a majority of relationship, at least according to most of you guys, right? If you had a son, what boundaries would you tell him to put in place with his girlfriend to keep himself from being cheated on? So let me go ahead and spin this back one more time for y'all, right? It's a deep question, I know. It's a deep question. We know that men are weaker than ever before, right? They're less masculine. Most guys don't have dominant leadership frame. We established that. They're weaker than before. And we know, according to most of you, that women run a majority of relationships and have leverage in most of these relationships. Knowing this, if you had a son, what boundaries would you tell him to have in place, or rules with a woman that he's seeing or dating or courting that he needs to have in place to ensure he isn't cheated on, hurt, financially ripped off, etc.? What would you tell your son to put in place? An example can be, give him one out for free. Hey, you should tell your significant other that she shouldn't be going on girls trips. Right?
Misogyny.
So what things would you tell your son to put in place to keep himself from getting hurt in a relationship or getting financially destroyed, whatever it may be?
Can I clarify real quick?
Go ahead.
Is there an age of this child? Are we talking like teenager, or are we talking like grown man?
Okay, good question. Let's say he's 32 years old, has his shit together.
Okay.
Higher earner, successful.
Got it.
Whether entrepreneur or a W-2 worker, doesn't matter, but he's a professional and does well for himself. So he has a lot to lose. What boundaries would you tell him he needs to put in place with a significant other? We can start. You want to start? All right, go ahead. Give us 2 or 3 things you would tell him to do.
So if you give her everything she wants, she will disrespect you because she will get comfortable. So I feel like if she gets comfortable, she will go out to do whatever she wants outside.
Okay. Yeah. So don't give her everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a boundary, I guess, is that not give her everything she asks for.
She will respect you more.
Okay. And then what's
say no. If you say no.
Say no.
To some things.
Okay. Anything else?
You know.
That's
For
it?
now, no.
Okay. What about you? What boundaries would you tell your son to put in place?
I'm thinking, can we get back to me?
You think a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
That's good. That's good.
What about you?
Don't be ran by vagina.
Don't what?
Don't be ran by pussy.
Oh, don't be okay.
Like,
but
have
how would he enact on that though? It's very
Like,
easy to
have
say don't be
discipline.
run by a pussy, but
Like have
which-
okay, so I guess the first one would be like watch your character, and then have discipline would be the second one.
be specific. Actual, actionable. Telling, be disciplined.
I mean, be disciplined. Don't like, because I know.
What rule should he impart on his significant other to avoid issues? How about that?
What rule should he impart?
Yeah.
As a man, a leader in the relationship, what should be the standards for him or her?
Yeah.
Watch your character. That's like.
That's not standard.
That is a standard. Like
character is different for everybody.
That's a statement.
That is a statement, but okay, you're right.
His character morals, his character
Morals.
like personality,
What do you
character
say?
I
could
mean, just
be.
make sure that her character's aligned with her character aligns with yours. But in the essence of just like make sure she's not like a gold digger, like because I'm not gonna say. What do you think?
Should I come back to you too? This is a deep question. I'll give you guys that.
Yeah, you should
All
come
right.
back to me.
This might go over the panels.
Yeah, okay. What about you? What rules and boundaries should your son put in place to avoid heartbreak and turmoil? What would you tell him?
So all I got right now is take your time with this person. Like don't rush into anything. Like there's no need to.
Okay, how much time specifically? Date her for how long?
Like at least you should wait at least like 2 years.
2 years.
Before
Okay.
like moving in, things like that. Like don't make any rush decisions. Like don't
Should he move her in or should she move in with him?
they should decide that together, whatever they're comfortable.
This is your son. You give him the leverage. Give him the actual advice.
They should get a separate apartment.
Okay, so don't live with her at all.
No, live with her, but like don't live in her place and don't move her into your place. Just get a fresh start.
Yeah, don't cohabitate.
Cohabitate,
she's saying
but
get a separate apartment.
fresh. No.
Together, a brand new apartment
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, both give up
Like,
your
don't-
apartments and start
cheat on
fresh
you
with
if she
Wait,
lives somewhere
Okay, now
else.
I'm
She's gonna
confused.
She
cheat
doesn't
on
live
you.
anywhere
What do you
else.
mean,
You're
bro?
misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. She doesn't live anywhere.
Hey, everybody shut up and let her answer. Go ahead. What, please clarify, because it didn't make sense.
The woman gives up her apartment, the guy gives up his apartment, and then you get a new place together.
Okay, so move together. After 2 years is what you're saying.
At least. I want to say at least. Like don't move in together.
What else
quick.
would you tell your son? As a boundary or rule?
Don't give her your credit card information. If she wants you to buy something, she has to ask for it. Or you have to do it for her.
I don't want to
Okay.
use his credit card. I want cash.
You're a smart one.
So don't.
Basically, don't rush. That's really all I got.
For any
Don't
purchase
rush.
that is made, get permission. What about if it's her money, or does this account for both their money or just his?
It's everyone's money is their money until
Okay,
you're married.
So keep it separate.
Yeah.
Okay. Separate accounts, and then don't give her your credit card, and get permission if you're going to spend money on anything.
Use
for
a
her.
condom
And use a condom. Okay, that would be your boundaries. Okay. What about you?
for my son.
Kind of going back to what she said. Definitely don't let pussy run everything. Pay
Yeah, but
attention to
how?
action.
Give us actual tangible examples.
If you do like if you do anything for her, like pay attention to how she reciprocates the energy. If she shows any form of appreciation, any acts of service. I feel like acts of service is a woman's biggest form of actually showing that they care for someone.
What acts of service should she be giving him, or should he demand?
I mean, the basics would be like cooking, cleaning,
Head.
head, not stressing him out, not provoking arguments.
What if she's no longer giving him sex? What would you tell your son to do?
I mean, leave her.
Leave her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if she's not like, if you're not happy and she's not, you guys aren't having sex, I mean, just leave. Or talk to her about it first. And if she's still not trying to have sex, then something's clearly up. Because.
Okay.
But they're dating, right? Like they're dating.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like boundaries and parameters that he needs to have set in place for it to be serious. So acts of service, cooking, cleaning, sex, anything else? Okay. And then what about you? What boundaries would you tell your son he needs to have in place?
Okay, I actually
Sure.
have one of these. So
okay.
this actually is a little easier for, I think, for
You have a son?
yes.
Okay.
So from my perspective, I think it's a little easier. He's not obviously that age, but that's kind of why I wanted to clarify. So for me, it would be definitely take your time. There's no specific time. I just think that like you
give us a minimum though.
How
long do you think it should take to vet a woman?
Minimum of a year before you move in together. But I'm also a huge advocate of living together prior to marriage. If you're going to lead towards marriage, then you need to live together, because I have witnessed personally relationships that had gone on for years and then they cohabitated and it just like they couldn't live together. Cheating started, or cheating was uncovered at that point. So, was that?
Okay. No. God, what else?
And then I would say maintain separate bank accounts. Make sure that you're both, you're both have responsibilities. Continue or to make sure that you have open communication, that you both feel heard. So I'm a huge advocate of starting therapy like almost right away, or having some sort of communication like exercise, so that you can learn to really speak to each other and have mutual communication. Because I think a lot of the breakdowns of relationships are one person not feeling heard.
Would you advise that? Remember, this is the advice you're dispensing to your son.
Yep.
Would you advise that he have open communication and communicate with her when that gives the female the advantage? Because we already talked about how transparency and openness a lot of the times
correct
put the woman in the driver's seat and have put her in a position of power.
Remember,
this is for your son.
Yeah. No, I would say that yes, still be transparent, but also understand that you do risk her walking if you are transparent. But I think he'll sleep better knowing that he was upfront and honest from the very, very beginning than having to worry about being together for 15 years and wondering if he had lied the whole time, if they were really true together. So
transparency with an awareness of a loss potentially incoming.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. I mean,
all right. She actually gave good answers. It probably prompted some thoughts from the rest of you guys. All right. What about you, Mrs. Real? You didn't answer before. What parameters would you put on your son, or tell him to put? Excuse me. What parameters would you tell your son to put on a girlfriend?
Yeah. So a lot of things the girls already said. So communication is key. Like there must be good communication. They have to be able to speak with each other and be open with each other. Another thing is, would you tell your son to be I'm asking the same thing for her. Would you think it's in your son's best interest to be honest with her when she can use that against him later on? Remember, your son has a lot to lose. Well, another thing I would say to my son is to bring her to me, so I can meet her and get to know her and get a feel from her and understand like what's going on, like from the mother instinct. Because mother. All right, what are you going to look for from a mother instinct to avoid then? So what are some red flags that you would tell your son immediately? Hey, values. If values are not aligned and they're not matching, then it's going to be a crisis in Okay, what are those values that need to be aligned specifically? So the values, it depends on the upbringing. So if there is like either a religious background that it's important to both of them, and they both want to maintain it, or if it's one of them, then that will create a problem in the relationship later on. If one of them really cares. For your son then, so go ahead and give it to me. So does she need to be Jewish for you? For me? Yeah. Yes. It's a requirement. Okay. Yes. So one of the parameters already, she has to be Jewish, right? Okay. What else? That her family needs to be from a good upbringing. There's a good family, that has a clean background. She's a good woman, good girl, educated. So no OnlyFans. No OnlyFans. Okay. No. How educated does she have to be? Educated enough to hold a conversation, to speak her mind. So intelligent. Yes. So she can have a high school diploma, but be intelligent. You'll be okay with that. Okay. Yes. So what else? Anything else that you would? Character, good character, that she has charisma. If she's lazy and she doesn't want to do anything all day and she just want to lay in bed and just want to be, taken care of, then that's a boundary you would put on your son. If she doesn't want to work, no. Well, it's okay if you don't want to work, don't work. Do something with your life. Do something that inspires you. Do something that makes you grow. Because it doesn't even have to do with my son. It has to do with her life. She's gonna be depressed, and then she's gonna ruin his life.
Okay. What if that's OnlyFans?
Well, that's not. It's not even. She's not even gonna come into my house from the beginning.
Okay.
What do you call it? Sharmuta.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're gonna get banned on YouTube. Don't say
It's
that.
okay. They don't understand Arabic. Okay. So, all right. Who else didn't? Someone didn't get to go. Russia, did you go? Oh no, you did. What about you? Did you finish your point? Someone we missed out.
Yeah,
on.
you just basically.
Go ahead.
So one of the things was time. That was another thing. A boundary is time. And back to just being disciplined as far as like use your brain. Like if you see a red flag, act on it. Don't let the pussy.
Let me ask one follow-up question then. What behaviors would you tell your son to absolutely forbid from his potential girlfriend? We could start. Who wants to go first? You want to go first? Okay, go ahead. What behaviors should he absolutely forbid?
Absolutely no letting her yell at you or raise her voice at you or talk to you like you're her kid.
Okay. No yelling and no. Okay.
Just no yelling, no cursing, calling you out your name. That's dead. Like none of that.
All right. What about somebody else? You had your hand up first? No. Okay. What about? I'm gonna go to all of you, by the way. So
come back.
You're gonna okay. What behaviors would you tell him to absolutely never tolerate? From
Abusive behavior.
Okay.
Lying.
Abusive is a very catch-all term.
Lying.
Okay.
Being deceptive. Disrespect.
Okay.
him.
What level of deceit? Because women wear makeup and that's considered deceptive.
No, like something that is more moral. That has to do with morals and values. Lying.
Okay.
Like just saying a lie.
Okay. So don't tolerate lying. Anything else?
If she's not honest, if she's
But what level of honesty? Because let's be honest here. There's different spectrums, right? It could be, oh, you look handsome today, even though he looks like shit. Should he get rid of her for lying about that, or should he get rid? What level of lying does it need to cut her off?
Listen, if she's trying to throw a surprise party for him and then she's lying to him that she's gonna go, I don't know, to be with her friend and then she's planning a party at home, then that's okay because it's a lie. It's a white lie. It's for the purpose of, making him happy. But if it's a lie, like she said, oh, I'm going to go hang out with my friend and then she's going to hang out with a guy and he doesn't know about that. If
he's sleeping with her and she's saying that she's making him or he's making her orgasm and she keeps saying that over and over and over again, is that an okay lie? Because it's making him feel better.
No, that's not okay.
But that's a white lie. It's a slippery slope.
Well, it's okay sometimes. It depends when it's okay. No, first of all, in general, I don't think it's okay to lie, period. I don't think, because it's against yourself. Like we do things like that. Like I think, relationships with others first begin with relationships with the relationship that we had with ourselves. If we lie to ourselves, we're going to feel comfortable to lie to others. Sometimes we need to lie in order to not to get to places that we don't want to get, and that's for the pure use of the protection of our own peace and our own safety.
Okay,
and that's valid. But
so lying is kind of where it is. So you're saying lying when it's deceptive in practice, which might lead to infidelity. Any other behaviors that you would tell them unacceptable?
Same thing if she's just trying to get money from him and not do nothing all day. If she's just trying to live off him and not do nothing, like she has to have a life, she has to have passion.
Okay.
Man, you lied just now, man.
Any behaviors that are automatically you need to tell your son to watch out for or not tolerate from his girl?
When she's aggressive and when she treats bad her parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just hear her say it's okay to lie? You justify why you can lie. I'm talking about you.
What? No, I did not say that.
You said it's okay to lie if it protects you from going deeper into more lies.
Oh, I can give you an example so I can explain what I was talking about. Let's say someone is asking you something that has to do with your safety. Your address, okay? And you don't want to give that address to that man or this person. You don't know who is gonna you know, tell it to who, and then who is going to come to your home. Then instead of saying, you know, yeah, I live in, I don't know, in Miami, you say I live in Pompano Beach. That's okay. If it's for the sake of your safety, then it's okay to lie.
But why do you have to tell them where you live at all? Why can't you just say it's none of your business?
You can't. You can't.
I mean, that would be my answer. If I didn't want somebody to know where I live, I just say it's none of your business.
Yeah, but some people, they don't get, they don't know when no is no.
Then you walk away.
And they'll push. Well,
I still don't justify it and saying like that you're from a different place. You just don't have to answer it.
That's an extreme situation, of course. Like.
Well, you just said you had a perfect example, so I'm only saying like there's another.
Well, the example is just because it happened to me and I couldn't walk away. I was in a you know, in a public place. It was an event. Someone asked me. I said I'm not interested in answering. You asked me over and over again, and then I lied. And
I guess you're saying like,
but
there do be
sometimes I can understand because,
but it's not like a lie.
You may need to lie to protect your country. Okay, let's move on. No, but I get it.